31st meeting of the Mayor and City Council. If you wish to be heard at this meeting, please sign the speaker list provided on the table to my right-hand side, the side of the council chamber. I reserve the right to limit the amount of time each speaker has for each agenda item, and tonight each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. Everybody will rise for the invocation by Reverend Warren Litchfield, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by the Mayor.
Almighty God, we gather this evening to conduct the business of this city. We offer our prayer for our mayor, for the president, for the members of the city council, and for all in authority. Grant unto them a sense of justice, strength, and wisdom as they perform their duty in behalf of all thy people. We commend this city, this county, this state, this nation, and thy people to thy merciful care and understanding. Remember those who lie upon a bed of affliction, comfort those who mourn. Hear our prayer in the name of the one who's Lord of life. Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, Ms. Rao.
Mr. Ricks?
Here.
Ms. Nicholas?
Here.
Mr. Smalls?
Here.
President Laz?
Here.
Mayor Mel?
I'll note for the record that Ms. Curry will not be with us tonight. She's a bit under the weather, and we wish her a speedy recovery. Move to agenda item number 5, approval of the minutes of the 30th meeting of March 27th, 2017, and the 28th meeting of February 28th, 2017. I'll note that we are approving the corrected minutes from the 28th meeting of February 28th and the minutes of the 30th meeting of March 27th. What's the pleasure of the council?
Mr. President,
Mr. Ricks.
move for the adoption.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Nicholas. Call the roll, Ms. Rao.
Mr. Ricks?
Aye.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mr. Smalls?
I vote yes.
President Laz?
Yes. Thank you. Move to agenda item number 6, approval of the minutes of the work session on Wednesday, April 5th, 2017. What's the pleasure of the council?
So move, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Smalls.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ricks. Call the roll, Ms. Rao.
Mr. Smalls?
I vote yes.
Mr. Ricks?
Yeah, I vote yes.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
President Laz?
Yes. Thank you. Move to agenda item number 7, report of the mayor and city council. And tonight I will start with Ms. Nicholas.
Thank you. On April the 1st, I attended the Community Volunteer Day at First United Methodist Church. It was well attended, and hopefully I will be getting some volunteers over at the hospital. Last Saturday, I attended the 4th of July Committee's indoor yard sale at the Armory. I also attended the egg extravaganza. I'd like to thank all of the departments because it's so well put together and lots of fun, well attended. And also I attended the Main Street Second Saturday with the mayor and council. Wonderful weather, a lot of people, lots of fun. And the last thing is I'd like to remind everybody about the Arbor Day that's going to be April 27th at 10 a.m. at the Ivy Hill Cemetery. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nicholas. Mr. Ricks.
I just want to add to what Mrs. Nicholas said and thank the Laurel Lions Club for helping us to put on the extravaganza. They always come through for us, and we really appreciate the participation. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Ricks. Mr. Smalls.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Saturday, April 1st, I had the opportunity to attend the Patuxent River cleanup. Our Parks and Recs department organizes that event, and there were a decent number of folks who turned out. It was chilly that Saturday morning, but I'm always pleased to see over the years how much effort goes into maintaining not just that particular park area, but all of our parks around the city. I think the staff do an excellent job in that respect. A reminder that planning continues with the Laurel Environmental Affairs Committee for the reuse, recycle art exhibition for our elementary school students. The event will be held on the 29th of April at Partnership Hall. So please mark your calendars. I think it'll be a really enjoyable event, having students prepare artwork using solely recycled and recycled materials. So again, April 29th, 12 to 2. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Smalls. As Mr. Smalls said, April 1st, not only in Laurel, but up and down the Patuxent River in 7 counties, was Patuxent River cleanup. The river banks are audibly clean. People do a good job walking down the riverfront park. They pick up trash and they throw them in the trash cans. And Parks and Rec and Public Works does a good job in emptying the trash cans. So let's keep the trash in the trash cans and out of the river. The April 2nd, we had Sean Patrick's 10th anniversary. Members of the council and the mayor stopped in to wish him well. He's been there 10 years, like I said. Seems just like yesterday. And he's a successful business for Main Street because it's a destination business. More importantly, as my wife would say, he makes his storefront very inviting. The Foundation's volunteerism and philanthropy subgroup of the Laurel Regional Hospital study that's ongoing has completed their report and delivered it to the Oversight Committee, and we'll see what happens with that. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. I've seen some tremendously bad accidents going to work in the morning, and invariably I see people on their cell phones, running down the BW Parkway or running down 197 10 feet from the car in front of them, and that's why we have accidents. So everybody should realize using a handheld cell phone, GPS, changing music, eating, all of those are distractions that can cause you to have accidents, and some of them are against the law. That concludes my report. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. My condolences to the family and friends of Bank Walkers. Banks was a lifelong friend of mine and family, and many friends here in the Laurel area. So condolences to Banks and his family. Also to Jean Vandenbos. Jean was a Laurel High School teacher. We learned of the passing of Miss Van, as we knew her, who passed away on Sunday. She will have a funeral service at 2 p.m. tomorrow at the March Life Tribute Center on Sandy Spring Road. And I think Facebook's got other information on there as well. But Jean will truly be missed. She lived in my neighborhood, a resident of Laurel, and very active in the community and at the University of Maryland and elsewhere, and always willing to give anybody a hand. So she will be truly missed, and I was sorry to receive that information. Did have the opportunity to attend and was invited and happy to attend the Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition event at Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab. Very interesting, learned a lot. I was happy to be there, and really happy to see an old friend of mine as well, David Waysgrass, who is now with Raytheon. They were there. They were one of the co-sponsors of this as well. Dave's done very well for himself, and I was happy to see him and see that they were co-sponsor of that event. Also that same day, Ms. Nicholas and I had the opportunity to attend Sean Patrick's as well, 10th anniversary on Main Street. So it was a good opportunity to watch some dogs get their haircuts and get their baths. So I wasn't able to stay all that long because I had the other event, but it was a good opportunity to, again, congratulate a business that's been on Main Street for over 10 years. The same day I had the opportunity to attend the Laurel Lions Wrestling Club, not affiliated with the Laurel Lions Club, but their awards banquet at the Laurel High School. Again, an outstanding group of individuals who have really worked to put a group together, that break-off group from the Boys and Girls Club, and have really taken almost 60 kids and continue to teach them what wrestling is about, what fairness is about, and sportsmanship. So really happy to attend that and be part of their program. Did on April the 3rd attend the Laurel Regional Strategic Plan Work Group Executive Committee meeting, and we continue to meet monthly on that. And as you heard, the council president reports are continuing to come in. We hope to, the next several months, get other plans and work groups' final reports. The July 4th committee did have their fundraiser, their 4th of July committee indoor yard sale. I did have the opportunity to stop by and think they had quite a group there, and looks like they may have made some money. The Park and Recreation's extravaganza, I want to thank the Park and Recs team for their work. Well attended again. As I say to everybody, the event starts at 1 o'clock, and if you're there at 5 after, you're late because it's over with. It's that quick. Those kids gathered those eggs very quickly. I want to thank the Laurel Lions Club, who co-sponsors the event and help set up, clean up, and have always been a part of that as well. The Laurel Board of Trades second Saturday had the opportunity to participate, walk the street, spend a little money, eat some food, and again, I think I was very happy to be there and see what was taking place, and look forward to others. Tonight we did have my time with the mayor at the Laurel Anderson Murphy Community Center. We had several residents attend, and I want to thank them for being there as well. Tonight is the last night of the 90-day session in Annapolis at the general session, so we'll see what happened, what new bills will be placed into law, what will be vetoed, and what we'll have to deal with coming up. A couple of announcements. On April the 19th, we'll have the First City Hall in the Park from 6:30 to 8 at the Cypress Street Athletic Field. The April the 22nd, which is Laurel Police Department's Casting with the Cops event from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. Is that right? 7 a.m. till 1 p.m. at the Goody Lake. So you can get there early, I guess, and catch your fish. And then April the 22nd is the Department of Public Works Electronics Recycling and Paper Shredding event from 8 a.m. until noon at the Public Works facility. And then we have a couple presentations that we'd like to make tonight, because Jack Brock is our director of the Department of Economic and Community Development. Jack is retiring effective Friday, April the 14th, and we want to acknowledge Jack, thank him for his service, and wish him and his family the very best in his retirement. And I'm going to come to the podium here and wait.
We doing laughing at his retirement. Jack was shaking his head no. Jack gotta like these things? Probably will. We're even gonna make Jack do a speech loud. So, Jack, on behalf of the Mayor, City Council, and our city staff, we want to thank you for your service. We first have a little presentation here. We can't let you get by without one of our challenge coins and our city seal. As you know, we're very proud of that. We want you not to forget that. We want you to come back and visit. We know that Friday's your last day. You'll be around for a little bit longer, so come back and visit and And even when you come back to Maryland, come back and see us. So we want to wish you the very best. Thank you very much for your service, your dedication, and thank you for all your support. Mike, you want
I miss you, Jack. Call you a lot. And you've always been very helpful down in Florida. I already have it. But anyways, on behalf of the mayor and city council, here's a little gift for you. You have to open it now up here.
They wrapped it good.
Yes, they did.
Did they give you the pins with it?
Yeah, they did.
Right there it is. You want to say anything? Come on now, you got to say something real loud.
Well, I started 11 years ago as a baby planner, and I'm leaving as the director. You can't beat that. Thank you.
Any of the council want to say anything?
Well, from my perspective, I've worked with Jack on the railroad project that we've been very successful with, and his knowledge, I think we have a big void to fill, Mayor, and but his knowledge has been inspirational on a lot of different levels, and he helped us win that battle. And I think that between that and some of the other major projects and the planning and zoning stuff that we've gone through, I think you've been very inspirational, and I thank you very much for your help.
Mayor, let me just jump in a bit. Jack, certainly not just from my seat here with the council, but my seat at the opposite end with the Planning Commission. Your professionalism and expertise has been outstanding. I wish you well. I'm sure you do well in retirement if you're going fishing or going boating or just going to sit on the porch. Whatever you do, I certainly wish you well.
I just want to say you've earned your time. I'm going to miss you. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. We do have those woo-saw moments.
Again, thanks a lot, Jack.
Mr. President, if I could have a few minutes again.
Go ahead, Mr. Ricks.
Well, I escaped my memory for a minute, but at the same time that Park and Recreation was doing the cleanup along the river, just by luck, Kathy Peterson and the Ward 1 group that have been very active during the spring and summer months in keeping Ward 1 clean, were out and about as well. So I think we showed the kind of people we have here in the city by volunteering with Park and Recreation to clean up Riverfront Park and also clean up some of the city in Ward 1. We had over 2,700 adults and children, not 2,700, excuse me, 27 adults and children that came out to help do that. So I think that it's the kind of people we have here in the city, and it's the type of city we want to live in and be inspired by. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ricks. Move to agenda item number 8, general public hearing. I will open the public hearing, general public hearing at 7:19. I have no one signed up for the general public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the general public hearing at 7:19 and a half. Move to agenda item number 9. Consideration of bid recommendation for telephone system upgrade. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. Mr. Frost, do you have anything else to add?
No, Mr. President. Before you this evening is a recommendation to approve a contract to upgrade our Avaya software. It's, as discussed at the work session, it's been about 7 years in the current version, and we need to upgrade. It's recommended that council approve the Avaya telephone software upgrade to our Avaya partner, Bencom of Columbia, Maryland, for the contract price of $61,220.76.
Thank you, Mr. Frost. Is there any discussion? What's the pleasure of the council?
I make a motion that we approve the telephone system upgrade.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to approve the telephone system upgrade to Avaya for $61,220.76. Any further discussion? Call the roll, Ms. Rao.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mr. Ricks?
Yes.
Mr. Smalls?
I vote yes.
President Les?
Yes. Move to agenda item number 10. Introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1909. An ordinance to amend the operating budget of the mayor and city council of Laurel, Maryland for the fiscal year July 1, 2016 through June 30, 2017. This was read into the record for the first reading. I'll open the public hearing at 7:21. Do you have anything to add, Ms. Michelle?
Nothing to add, Mr. President. This again is an additional $670,134 in the operating budget brought about by unanticipated red light camera revenue, the FEMA reimbursement for last year's snowstorm, as well as savings from lapsed salaries and the use of seized currency for some police operations, the administration of the 4th of July committee, as well as transfers between the several departments in Parks and Recreation and Public Works.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. I have no one signed up to speak on this agenda item. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing at 7:22. Second public hearing with possible action will be scheduled for the mayor and city council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 11. Introduction and first public hearing on resolution number 4-17, a resolution to amend resolution 12-14 regarding the City of Laurel Youth Services Commission to provide changes in the membership and meeting criteria. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I'll open the public hearing at 7:23. I have no one signed up to speak on this agenda item. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing at 7:23 and a half. The second public hearing with possible action is scheduled for the mayor and city council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 12. Introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1908. An ordinance to establish a City of Laurel Arts Council to provide for its membership and responsibilities and to establish an arts fund. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I'll open the public hearing at 7:24. I have no one signed up to speak on this agenda item. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing at 7:24 and a half. Oh, yeah, let me just note.
It's not an amendment, but we did change it.
Okay. Let me just note that there was a change made. It's on the website. at the suggestion of the council on how the nomination of the Arts Council members will be handled. So it's not an amendment because we hadn't introduced it yet, but the change was made. Second public hearing with possible action is scheduled for the mayor and city council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 13. Consideration of a bid recommendation for Fantastic Fireworks. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. Mr. Fleming.
Thank you, Mr. President. As we discussed at the work session, we are currently under a multi-year contract with Fireworks Extravaganza of Maryland Line, Maryland, for the provision of the annual 4th of July fireworks display. As discussed, the Fireworks Extravaganza has had some changes, primarily in the name of the corporation. They are now Fantastic Fireworks Incorporated, and they've also undergone changes in their corporate officers, including the president. We consulted our legal office on the changes and how they affected our current contract, and it was their recommendation that we present the contract back to the council for consideration of the changes. Additionally, the contract vendor has changed their annual fee. They've reduced it from $35,000 to $33,000 for the show as described at the work session. And they have also provided a proposal for an additional 3 years at $33,000. Based on the information provided on the changes of the corporation and the amendment to the fee of the proposals, it is our recommendation that the contract for this year be reauthorized under the new name and a new multi-year contract be awarded to the aforementioned Fantastic Fireworks Incorporated.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. As I indicated, this was discussed at the April 5th work session. What's the pleasure of the council?
Mr. President,
Mr. Ricks.
I move that we accept the contract as specified with Mr. Fleming in the amount of $33,000. And Mr. Fleming, what was the duration of that extended?
The shows average anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes.
No, I don't mean that. You were talking about
extension.
Oh, it's a 3-year extension.
Yeah. Thank you.
I beg your pardon.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Ricks. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Nicholas. Any discussion? Call roll, Ms. Rao.
Mr. Ricks?
Aye.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mr. Smalls?
I vote yes.
President Les?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. We'll move to agenda item number 14. Introduction and first public hearing on resolution number 8-17, a resolution approving a declaration of covenants, easement, and right of entry with Prince George's County for storm and surface water facility and maintenance, and authorizing the mayor to sign the declaration. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I will open the public hearing at 7:28. I have no one to sign up to speak on this agenda item. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing at 7:28:30. The second public hearing with possible action will be at the Mayor and City Council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 15. Introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1910, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of the City of Laurel, Maryland, to amend City Code, Chapter 20, Article 4, Floodplain Management, to create the position of floodplain manager and to assign certain duties and responsibilities to the manager. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I'll open the public hearing at 7:29. I have no one signed up to speak on this agenda item. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing at 7:29 and a half. The second public hearing with possible action is scheduled for the mayor and city council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 16. Introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1905, an ordinance to amend the City Code, Chapter 18, Buildings and Building Regulations, 18-22, Development Incentives to continue the program. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I'll open the public hearing at 7:30. I have no one signed up to speak on this agenda item. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing at 7:30 and a half. Second public hearing with possible action is scheduled for the mayor and city council meeting of Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 17. Introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1907, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of Laurel approving the West Side Boulevard Road Transfer Agreement and authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement and all documents necessary to acquire the right-of-way. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I'll open the public hearing at 7:31. I have one person signed up to speak, Mr. Haller. You want to come forward and state your name and address for the record, sir?
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mr. President, members of the council. My name is Thomas Haller. I'm an attorney with offices at 1300 Caraway Court, Suite 102, Laurel, Maryland, 20774. I'm here tonight on behalf of Mr. Gibbs. I'm pinch-hitting for him this evening, and our firm represents stripping out of land and development of the West Side project. We concur with the comments that were made by Mr. Fleming at the work session on the 5th of April, and we support ordinance 1907.
Any questions for Mr. Haller?
Nope.
That was brief.
I tried.
Get that mic off.
That's all right. Why don't you restate that all one more time? We're going to put you on the hook again. You're on television, please. Please, yeah, the microphone wasn't on.
I apologize.
No,
Again, Thomas Haller. I'm an attorney with offices in Largo, Maryland, and I'm here tonight for Mr. Gibbs. We represent Strip Matter Land, who is the developer of West Side, and we concur with the comments of Mr. Fleming at the work session on April 5th, and we support ordinance number 1907.
You just can't fail twice.
Thank you very much.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
No, it was easy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Haller. Just a second here.
I don't think you can do it.
Not tonight, next time.
Okay.
Again, thank you, Mr. Haller. That's all I have. The only person signed up to speak on this agenda item. I will close the public hearing at 7:33, and this will be on the agenda, Mayor and City Council agenda for approval on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. So what are we going to do, just hold off on 18? You can hear the brewery bill. Move to agenda item number 18, introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1911, text amendment number 246, an ordinance amending Laurel City Code, Chapter 20, Section 20-612, neo-traditional overlay areas permit a neo-traditional overlay area in the RT zone.
You need a court.
Okay. Okay, I've read the title of the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I'll open the public hearing, and I have no one signed up to speak. Is there anyone wishing to speak? I'll close the public hearing at 7:34 and a half. We will have a court reporter for this at the next meeting. Is that correct, Ms. Rao?
Yes, that's correct.
And there may be possible action at the Mayor and City Council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 19. Introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1912, text amendment number 247, an ordinance amending Laurel City Code, Chapter 20, Article 1, Division 1, Section 20-1.9, and Division 5, Section 20.7.8, Commercial Zones, and Section 20-9.5, Industrial Zones, to authorize brewery, pub, and brewery craft in certain zones and providing for an effective date. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session. I'll open the public hearing at 7:35. I have no one signed up to speak. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing at 7:36. The second public hearing with possible action is scheduled for the Mayor and City Council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Move to agenda item number 20. Introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 1913, an ordinance to amend the City of Laurel Economic Development Program to expand the businesses that can apply for the Main Street Relocation Grant Program and Retail Storefront Facade Improvement Program and provide an effective date. I've read the title into the record for the first reading. This was discussed at the April 5th work session, and I'll open the public hearing at 7:36. I have no one signed up to speak. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing at 7:36 and a half. Second public hearing with possible action is scheduled for the Mayor and City Council meeting of Monday, April 24th, 2017 at 7 p.m.
That's what we'll suspend the rules on,
Okay.
if you would.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules on this agenda item.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Smalls. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ricks. Call the roll, Ms. Rao.
Mr. Smalls,
I vote yes.
Mr. Ricks,
Yes.
Ms. Nicholas,
Yes.
President Laz.
Yes. I'll entertain a motion on the on ordinance number 1913 now.
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr.
Second.
Smalls. Thank you, Mr. Ricks. Any discussion? Call the roll, Ms. Rao.
Mr. Smalls,
I vote yes.
Mr. Ricks,
Yes.
Ms. Nicholas. Yes. President Laz.
Yes.
Mayor Mel.
I want to thank the council, and we did this on your behalf. That was your last bill you wrote, and even did your map, so thank you very much, and we want to do that on your behalf. Thank you, Mr. President.
Going out of Wiener.
Yeah, nice map, Jack. That concludes the agenda.
Thank you all. That was nice.